I just got back from my granny's. She had a hip operation for a hip replacement for the second time. So it's a different one this time. Um, yeah, I did this last year as well for the other one, but yeah. So yeah, her mental state is not going quite as well. Um, I want to be careful what I say. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, she's I think struggling, and I was to help, and I was going to stay one night, and then it could have. But anyway, I just throughout the whole time there, she always talks about Jesus. She's a very very strong Christian, and the Jesus means everything to her. Without Jesus, she would have no friends because all her friends are in the church. All her friends are priests, and they're all. Most of her conversations are about Jesus, and remembering to thank Jesus, and all the good things that God does for her in her life. And it's so annoying. It really is. To have someone sit on the table and just be like, well, you can't be God because we all have sin in us. You've got sin in you, and you can't be God, or you can't be God because you're sinful. It's like, no, being sin is against God, and that's just, I'm me. I can't be against me. Well, technically I am in many ways, but I don't have sin because I'm not against myself. Even though I really am, my higher self is 100% against me because we've got this whole Christian belief that's all against me, and stuff. And it's really really annoying. She says grace before eating. Every time she cooks, like dive straight in. Quick, I have to say thank you to the fucking. Actually, it's really stressful. It is really, really stressful to know that you're God, to know that you're Christ, to know this for such a long time, to have the whole world just ignore, not care, not want to know, and then to know that there are lots and lots of people doing things about you behind your back. You have no idea why they're just ignoring you, why they're doing it for year after year after year, and this goes on for 11 years. And then you have to sit with an old lady who's your granny, and her health is not going well, and she's such a charitable person. She's always helped people, so she's a good person. But when it comes to God and Christianity, it's just she's completely brainwashed. It's like there's just no ability to think when it comes to Christianity or anything about God. She's convinced that she's a loyal servant of God, and you know and therefore anything. I've had long conversations with her about how I believe that I'm billions of years old, and how why there's so many souls that are corrupt here as the population gets bigger. It takes souls from the animal pool and stuff. And I had a very long conversation, detailed conversation. But this woman, when walking up the stairs, she needs to good leg, bad leg, good leg, bad leg. And yeah, when walking up the stairs, she often couldn't remember which one goes first, even though she was saying it over and over again. So I feel like she was saying yes, 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 but then there was a conversation where she was talking about all her friends and the difficulties that they are having with old age, and I was going yes, yes, yes when really I wasn't listening. I just got a feeling, however I was talking to her about those friends, that's exactly how she was responding to my comments. Moses isn't a good guy. Okay, okay. Holy means evil. Okay, but I think really she's just not listening at all. And on one hand, I was like wanting to be supportive because she needs a bit of help. But on the other hand, I feel like I was just going mad, and she's not. She's the most bland. She's a very bland person. No power, no character, no personality. Um, I think now that she's old and losing her memory, it's gone even more. But yeah, I think she. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm hoping she'll be okay. She's getting carers that are going to be coming in every day, but it's just so annoying. I would have wanted for the last 10 years. I always wanted to try and. I've been telling her about this. She's never believed anything, and it's still nothing's happened, and that's not a surprise to her. If she would go on about how great Jesus' sacrifice was, and just like, actually, you're looking at the person who's going through this sacrifice, and part of my sacrifice is having people like you go on about how amazing Christ is when you're looking at Christ and yet not able to recognize that I am Christ. And she's stressing me out and annoying me, but I don't think she even realizes that she is, because in her mind she's right and I'm wrong, and there's nothing I can do to tell her that I can say, there's nothing I can do to make her listen to me. If I say something that's not what the Bible says, she will just be like, well, that's not what the Bible says. The Bible's not my word. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible doesn't say that you're God. It says that God is a father and Jesus, and you're not Jesus. So that the Bible's wrong. The Bible's wrong. Well, that's not what the Bible says. This is really, really stressful. And it's just, I just want to know how long this, we're coming up to the 11th year. 11th year. I can't believe that people have known about me for 11 years, and yet you haven't once thought, oh, let's go and talk to her, let's tell her what we're doing. And then to have so much evidence but not be able to tell anyone because no one gives a fucking shit, that they don't want to look, they don't want to believe, they don't want to care. They want to believe whatever they've been believing all their life. They want to believe that is the truth, and you can't tell them anything else other than, you can't tell them anything that they don't believe in already. If you tell them something that's different to what they already believe in, they'll just say, well, that's not what I believe. And you can literally be God and have so much evidence, but if you've got no one willing to look at the evidence, then your evidence, you can have everything, you can have a billion amounts of evidence, piles and piles of books and books, you can have a trillion books of evidence, but if no one's willing to read those books, and everyone wants to just read the book that was made thousands of years ago by fucking fools who didn't have a clue what they were talking about, and who worshipped a freaking guy who was almost murdered by his own mum, like when he was a baby, and this is, which, I don't even want to think about it.